watching the Hollywood podcast. You're watching the New One Live.
I still had the fucking thing going. My bad. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the New Watch. We'll take it from here. I'm Jimmy, and with us, as always, Mr. Tony York.
Good morning, people.
What'd you say? I didn't hear a word.
I said it would probably work better if we could go back to the Hangouts.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, but that was because it was directly linked to YouTube, so that would have helped. But thank God nobody watches the beginning of these shits, anyways.
Yeah, there ain't even been anybody in here saying good morning yet. I think they don't expect it to show up 2 days in a row.
Well, how? That's why I put the fucking video up 2 days in advance or whatever.
I don't know.
Maybe nobody wants to hear about Kennedy. Everybody's bored about that shit, and they thought it was. They know how. When the listeners know how we get down, the title is usually talked about in the middle or end of the show for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. if we make it that fucking far.
It ain't like the title is fucking like, oh, that's what the whole show's gonna be about. Damn it.
Good Lord, no.
We didn't talk about fat bitches the whole time.
I don't.
Yesterday or Monday.
Yeah, but we did way too damn much. That picture was enough.
Some fucking flagged the video for that shit too, you son of a bitch. Whoever out there did. That's why no one's here. No, they all know I'm gonna ask who's the snitch.
Well, I think I commented on that saying that it weren't me, although I might have considered it.
Yeah. For sexual nudity.
Hey, Gunmetal Guy.
What's up, Gunmetal Guy? No, I'm not complaining, but I would have to imagine that if that was a fucking 100-pound bitch and her fucking panties like that laying on top, I have a feeling that I wouldn't have got copyright strike for that. Call me crazy. Well, I've seen a lot worse thumbnails than somebody in some big ass white panties, though. But I digress. Let's keep everybody's breakfast down this morning.
Please. Hey,
yeah. What's going on?
Not much. I'm just kind of rolling through my head about shit I saw this morning about that thing in Texas. Uvalde school shooting.
I can't believe what you fucking are about to tell these people right now.
You know the old dude, did you see any of the press on it where that old dude standing out there giving information? I don't know, Texas State Police, I think. Could be wrong. They said he's the head chief of police in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
To be honest with you, no. I haven't been.
He's an old guy. Looks like he's had a pretty tough life outside. And, he come out there saying that he was going through the whole timeline, which I'm sure that most people have seen most of what that was. But he said that upon investigation, the doors to those classrooms could not be locked from the inside. So the whole hour they were waiting for a fucking key, they didn't need it.
No, they could have just pushed the fucking door open, which makes
it even worse. Said that he also said that there were 2 officers in that building 3 minutes after the report, the first 911 call, with rifles, and they were called back out of the building, I guess.
Well, see, that's just kind of, this is gonna sound kind of stupid in the beginning, but hear me out. This kind of reminds me of that whole subscriber situation that I was talking about. You know, with these fake ass YouTube channels that have 150,000 subscribers or 40,000 subscribers or 16,000 subscribers, and they only get 50 views to 100 views or something like that on one of their regular videos and shit.
So basically 45 subscribers makes us legit or honest or real?
No, this is where I'm getting to. I would rather have a police force with fucking 10 real motherfuckers that I could like swap out every now and again. 10 motherfuckers that are willing to do their job, willing to protect and serve, not just serve, and not actually serve, but serve us like tickets and shit like that. to actually protect and serve the community, start off by having cops that are from that community that actually give a fuck. Because if we had cops that were from that community sitting outside of that elementary school, I guarantee you those motherfuckers would have been in there. And
Now,
I just, like I said, this is now to the cop thing. Like I said, why have 100 motherfuckers that are useless?
well, they said that these officers were outfitted with body armor. And the guy said they had rifles, although other sources said there wasn't any rifles there. So
Most cop,
I believe that the guy's probably telling the truth.
I okay. I mean, I can see if he put them out there like that, like, oh, those doors were open the whole time. Maybe he's telling the truth, but at the same time, I think that that's part of the cover up. I've never seen a police shooting video. You know, I watch a lot of those motherfuckers. I haven't seen one where a cop doesn't go to his trunk and get their fucking rifle. At least one
Right.
of them.
I think that the we didn't have rifles thing was uh, just a cover up.
Yeah.
Because this guy said that two of the officers in the building within less than 5 minutes, let's say, uh, had rifles and body armor.
Yeah.
Within a couple more minutes, there was more officers there with ballistic shields. Uh, so there was no reason except for, God, I don't want to say this, but it's truth, cowardice that they didn't go in.
It was the coward move. Because I was gonna say in your timeline, and then waited a few more minutes for a border patrol motherfucker to come and fucking do something about it.
Oh,
For
they
a
didn't wait a
few,
few more minutes. They waited an hour.
yeah, for a few border patrol agents, I should say, but still, nonetheless, waited for
One
somebody with
guy
some
there,
nuts.
one guy there tried to go in before anybody else. And I don't know where this lays out with the guys that were in there within 3 minutes.
Right.
It's probably after that. But he tried to go in there and they arrested and cuffed and disarmed him.
So their story, I'm sorry to do this, I just don't follow it on the news. So their story is that they had guys in the building just sitting there doing nothing, while people were outside of the building just sitting there doing nothing.
Yep.
this is this is a tragedy. This should be an eye opener. Fuck the whole, um, Antifa and the George Soros presents BLM. Fuck all them shits talking about police brutality, because I mean, to be honest, we've had police brutality for fucking decades, probably even before I was around. I'm sure of it
Morning,
before.
muscles.
Hey, what's up, muscles? But yeah, I mean, the police brutality's been going on forever. I'm not so much worried about that. I mean, it happens and it sucks. I've had police
How
brutality when I was a young kid. But
how many times is police brutality led or preceded by a mouthy fucking suspect?
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually it's somebody that I know as soon as you get pulled over, the first thing you do is whip out your cell phone camera, tell the police that you know their rights better than they know their rights. But no, but seriously though, I mean, fuck all the
We're
police
gonna video
brutality
every
shit.
minute of this, you fucking pig.
Yeah. Listen, have either this is what I would suggest if I ruled the world, right? Cops. What you deal with is what you deal with now. They usually come and a domestic call. Yeah, people might still be arguing and it might still be a hot situation. Gunshot call. By the time they get there, the motherfucker that shot that gun is probably gone, unless he's in a fucking rage and still shooting
On a
everybody. I mean,
on
like,
a little bit of a side tangent on that right there.
what?
Do you know what Shot Spotter is?
Yes, we got him in Arizona.
What do you think of that shit?
Um, I don't like it, but that's, here or there. I would also argue about their accuracy and all that shit, but I just don't like it. I mean, I don't see a problem with it because there's the Shannon Law in Arizona and all that shit where you can't fire a gun up in the air. I think it's federal too. I'm not sure. but
How the hell are you gonna shoot birds?
yeah, well yeah, that too, or rabbits, or fucking anything else that comes into your yard, especially out here in fucking
I
deserts.
don't see many rabbits flying by, but
I do out here now.
you best lay off of whatever that last thing you had smoking was.
You know, you guys don't see purple and pink spotted rabbits in your yards that are the size of people. But yeah, I don't know. The brutality thing is another thing that I feel like it would get dealt with my solution. My solution is cops. Be what you are, insurance fucking officers. Go and fucking pull people over on the street. Get your DUI quota. Get your speeding ticket quota. Get your no insurance quota. Get all your shit through traffic. Cops should be just strictly to traffic. That's it. Because
Well,
anytime
then
that they
who's gonna
respect
take care of the wife beaters?
me, us, the fucking community, everybody should. Before we used to have neighborhoods and communities where everybody knew everybody. We might live in states that have fucking, a fucking million people population, but our communities are usually in or around the thousands, unless you're in a big
You
city or
know, the
whatever. But still, city split it up: north side, south side,
big
east side, west side.
big problem with that idea is that after the initial incident is over with,
Right.
where she would call the cops on a guy beating the shit out of her.
Yeah.
After it's over and done with, she's too embarrassed to tell oftentimes.
What? That
And
she's
I
getting beat?
really don't get that. Yeah, I really don't get that, but that's been a thing forever.
Well, that's another thing too. If the community knows, a lot of people, you got to think, a lot of people are trained to not talk to the cops, or have a fucking brainwash thing or whatever the fuck. Can't trust them. You get a cop that walks up to you and acts like your fucking buddy and all this shit just to pump information out of you just so they can get an arrest. So nobody's really trying to talk to the cops because that lady that you said that lady that might be afraid or whatever, she might have skeletons in her closet, or she don't might not want the cops to murder her boyfriend on accident or something, trying to apprehend him for some shit she said he did. But if the community was doing it, if she could talk to Edna down the street and her husband forms a posse together, and then that'll be it, and then maybe have a cop cleanup crew. So we can
Uh,
still have courts and judges can still keep their jobs and shit. Hey, we got this wife beater. Come and get him.
the Biden just asked Congress to do that gunmetal guy, so
What
we
the
shall see.
did he
The
say about?
gas tax thing,
Oh, that fucking with how
18,
expensive gas is right now blew my mind.
18.5 cents a gallon, and he asked states to do it. Well, Illinois froze their gas tax,
Blew
which has
my
got to be $1 at least.
yeah,
Now
18.5 cents.
they're not going to roll that back, and I know it's got to be $1 on Illinois side because Missouri's $1 cheaper a gallon.
Yeah, Shawnee says 3 weeks from now we'll be paying 12 fucking dollars a gallon, or 3 months. Hey, but listen, that's what I just got done telling somebody this. My son, or I think was it my son-in-law? It might have been, man. I don't know. I had a
The
pretty
fuck,
drunk. What?
the one that we need not discuss.
No, 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 no. I'll never call him. I'll never call her or him. I won't do that. But I was just talking to him about fucking prices though. Like once shit goes up and people realize that they could charge you that much and that you'll willingly pay it, it'll never go down again.
Look back in history; it does too.
Yeah, but then it goes right back up. But then they fucking put the inflation taxes or
The
inflation prices.
the thing that people have to do is cut the demand. You know, cut unnecessary driving out. Don't pay them this high price if you can get uh, by without it, which I'm doing.
Yeah.
There's still fucking 3/4 of a tank of gas in the Suburban that was under $3 a gallon.
Yeah, Sean said, read the joke. And breaking news: Biden repeals the gas tax for 3 months, saving a nation $18.05 per gallon, while gas prices increase.
18.5 cents a gallon.
Oh, 18.5 cents. Oh shit, yeah, that would be a lot. 18.5
Yeah,
cents. While gas prices increase 25 cents a gallon per week. Three
I
months
can
from now,
save
we'll.
that much driving over to fucking Hopedale.
No shit. No shit. You gotta get right with them pronouns. I can't do it. Look,
Fuck them.
I've always been told, right? I've went through fucking um counseling before. I had to go to fucking rehab to get out of a case before when I was younger. I know this. Listen, this is called enabling.
Listen,
If we keep saying he is a he and she, or she is a she and he is a she, whatever the fuck, if we keep doing that, all we're doing is enabling these people's mental disability.
listen. This is a simple scientific solution. If you got a dick, you're a male. If you got a hole, you're female.
There's no questions.
Pretty fucking simple. XXXY.
There's,
Biology.
there's no questions. And whatever,
And then if you're blessed with both or cursed, however you want to look at it, you can go fuck yourself because I don't care.
and what they might be able to if they get the right doctor.
That
But
was the joke.
but the fucking doctor, the whoever's doing this, whoever started this, it's a fucking, they're evil. Whatever
My doc,
doctor association came up with the, hey, let's put penises on girls and fucking.
my doctor's pretty conservative. He won't even go for the medical marijuana idea.
Yeah. Tony,
Uh,
you're hella right. But
I always am.
the regular daily minion won't do it because they will, in their mind, be getting something that others are not getting. It's a defect of human nature. Yeah, everyone wants to be special. Tony, I'm picking up a crazy echo right now.
For me,
Yeah, I'm hearing myself.
well, you got to know how bad it sucks. Then is that any better?
Yeah, yeah, yes. No, no. Hello!
If I turn it down too much, I can't fucking hear you.
Okay, you're good now. This is perfect. Can you hear
All
me?
right. Yeah,
All right.
barely.
I got a loud voice, man. I'm sorry.
I don't want to fucking hear most of what you say anyway.
Boys,
I
girls,
don't.
girl
I don't
X.
know how we got so fucking stupid to get to this point. The first, I mean, the left, who is the big proponent of this shit, is the first one to come out and say we should follow the science. Well, science says there's two fucking genders. You goddamn morons.
Yeah, no shit. Well, with the
It's
science, they had.
perfect
Go ahead.
design. You got a female here, male here, face to face. When they come together, walk right up to each other, the sex organs of the male slip right into the sex organs of the female,
Almost,
especially if there's liquor involved.
almost like it was meant to be.
Yeah, no shit.
You know. I
I mean,
hate to
granted,
brag.
we can go doggy style, backwards cowgirl, whatever to spice it up, but generally speaking, face to face, it's design, perfect design. And if she's facing away from you, there's an alternative. Got some lube. Mikey!
So, yeah, and yeah, I knew you're still talking about the gas prices, but I mean, you could still relate it to the gender thing. Everybody
It's all
needs to
right.
feel some kind of a special, you know?
We'll run with about anything at some point.
Pritzker doubled the Illinois gas tax from 19 to 38 cents.
It's more than that.
What? Hey, Muscles, where are you at in Illinois, if you don't mind saying, like, the town or the area or something like that? Because if you're in Cook County, I could only imagine the prices. Like, holy shit, man. 10 years ago, they were like $1 ahead of everybody.
Well, there's city taxes in a lot of cities.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
they have city sales tax and city gas taxes. We don't here.
Well, yeah, that's
And
what I'm
there may
saying.
be some sort of, uh, what the hell am I wanting to say? Some sort of rule against it for the small towns to do that shit. I
Hmm.
don't know. We just don't.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, nonetheless, I've never seen even a city tax, which it does exist. Even in Phoenix, it went up to like 8.9 or something like that for sales tax.
Yeah,
But
most of these cities around here have anywhere from half to 1% city tax.
oh yeah, yeah. But see, I've never seen it as high as Illinois though. I've never ever anywhere that I've gone to, I've never seen shit. When I
Lake
was
County's just
leaving,
as bad
when I was
as
leaving
Cook.
10 years ago, I want to say that they were at like a 9% sales tax or an 8% sales tax 10 years ago.
Yeah, but we bounced ours around a little bit back then too.
Oh, he's in Lake County. Okay, that's yeah, that's pretty nice area though. But
Yeah, no shit. We touched on that the other day.
yeah, what the
If a
no
woman had
limit?
a drink, she can't consent.
Oh yeah, that please. As soon as you see a girl take a shot of anything alcoholic, you just gotta leave her alone.
Yeah, I guess.
You never know now, man. You never know who the fuck like these. It's like Transformers, retards in disguise. You can't tell who's a regular person anymore and who is like. I want to say Karen, but I don't want to say Karen because I don't know.
Too close, yeah. Chicago would be the festering asshole of the country.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Lake
thing,
County is about 20 minutes out, maybe.
the thing is they're saying 38 cents, but that can't be correct because, like I said, we're a buck more than Missouri, and there ain't no damn reason for it. We ain't that much farther away from the refinery.
No, I haven't. Scott asked.
Jimmy's been to Cali a lot.
I went to Cal. I no. I went to Cali the one time and then left immediately, and I really don't ever want to go back. I might have to go back next week to
So we're
uh,
not going to have a show for a month.
help a situation, but other than that, no. They even asked me the fucking other day, like, "Oh, why don't you just come out there and hang out in fucking
No,
California?" No, I won't be caught.
because it's fucking California.
My wife was like, "Hey, what the fuck?" She's like, what the fuck? You don't ever want to go? You'll go to Arizona, but you won't go." Yeah, you're goddamn right. You won't catch me dead in
I'm
that
in.
motherfucker for more than a day.
I'm 20 miles south of Peoria, and I'm not near far enough away from Chicago, which is why I'm moving to southern Missouri.
And Peoria, you're like what, an hour and a half away? Maybe an
Depending on
hour.
traffic. Yeah, no, it's either an hour and a half or 6 hours.
Illinois tax. Let's look at this. Why not? We could wait about talking about old weed smoking Kennedy for a second to talk about this. Even though I had the perfect transition to the fucking transgender swimmer thing, but it's all right. We'll go. I'll circle
Oh,
back.
yeah, that's where this all came out of. Is the
Yeah.
uh, you swimming board, whoever the fuck it is, banned transgender post puberty transgenders from competing.
Which is fucking crazy to me. We both think something different, but see, okay, hold on. We're gonna get into that right now.
No, no, no,
Trans.
no, no. We don't think something different. I just understand why they picked that point.
See,
Because
but I understand it
puberty
too.
for the male becomes considerably stronger than the female. Pre-puberty, they're pretty similar.
Right, but that's to me is them promoting getting transition surgery or whatever the fuck pre-puberty. Like, well, honey, if you
I
want to be that perfect girl swimmer that you always dreamed about being, you got to
I
transition now.
I just see it as them putting we're not completely opposed to transgenders. We're just opposed to the inequity from post-pubescent
Just
male.
to make them still look woke.
Kinda.
But see, that's the thing right there, though. When you talk about following the science, they had scientists look into this and determined that a post-pubescent boy is stronger than a girl.
I'm in Illinois too, boys.
Oh yeah, I left that
As
shithole.
I refer to it, Illinois, and Jimmy's a native of Illinois.
Yeah, I
Although, because he wanted to avoid prison, he left. I mean, he left.
But yeah,
You know damn well I'm right.
yeah.
You stayed here, you'd have ended up in the clink.
Oh yeah, I'm
Well, it
not
could have
gonna.
been worse. You could have ended up in Cook County.
I've been in Cook County before.
I hear that's a shitty son of a bitch.
You gotta fight every couple days. Definitely.
Somebody I talked to that spent like a month in Cook County said he'd rather go back to Joliet.
Oh fuck, Statesville.
I'm like, Joliet's a fucking bitch.
Man, I've heard some stories about Statesville. I'm glad I never made it up that way. But yeah, the fucking county sucked dick. I had to do 18 days in there.
Nah, I copyrighted the term Illinois. Right along the time I was making up the coalition to bulldoze Chicago into Lake Michigan and make a new wetland, which I can't seem to get any traction on. And I've been doing that for 10 fucking years. Hell, maybe 15 by now. I'm old. Time seems to not have a real fluid meaning anymore.
Yeah, I'm telling you though,
Son bitch, I just did that day before yesterday when I was 20.
you're right. I mean, you are kind of right though in the fact that fucking if I didn't leave there, man, because I'm a freedom kind of guy. I believe in freedom, and this is why because I have common sense first of all, and I have morals to an extent. So with the common sense and the morals combined, I I'm free. You know what I mean? I could do whatever the fuck I want to. I'm not into murdering people. I'm not into raping people. I'm not into stealing. Like I'm not into anything that's really against the law. But in Illinois, I'm into guns. I'm into having guns. I'm into shooting guns. I would have eventually got popped. You know?
I know it.
Eventually they
And
would have.
I really think that a lot of people would find themselves in that particular category, especially if they're in Chicago,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's too easy to annoy a Chicago cop.
Oh yeah. I mean, in all honesty, they'll probably be annoyed before they even reach you.
Right. Yeah, that's true too.
You know, and then by the time they get to you, they're already having a shitty day.
I can tell you as I sit here, I never ever in my life intend to set foot in Chicago again.
Yeah, no, there's no reason to.
Although that's the closest fucking White Castle to me.
Yeah. But still, though, you got to think as the times progress and people are becoming more quote progressive. My fear would just be that that the fucking it's gonna infect the rest of Illinois eventually. I understand you say that most of it
Well,
is most Illinois is conservative, and I believe and understand that, but doesn't mean that the politics can't still spread.
the problem with it is that most of the people that I say are conservative are small town
Yeah.
or rural.
Oh yeah,
And
so you guys wouldn't even fucking
cities,
your voices wouldn't even reach the electoral college or anything like that if it came down to it. Like
the one dude and Michael have Darren, whatever the fuck his name is,
who
thing.
who are we talking
The
about?
guy running for governor
Oh, I don't know.
that Mikey's saying we should vote for, which I agree with. He got hurt because he fucking sued Pritzker over the mandates and won. But you know, every fucking city, you pack people into a small place and they lose their fucking mind. Evidently.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what I mean. Gunmetal guy he says morals to an extent needs a little clarification. Like I said, I'm not into murder, not into rape, not into stealing.
Bailey, Darren Bailey, yeah. Uh, but yeah, I'm with you. I don't have any need for a fucking cop because you know I'm one. If somebody needs killing, I fucking kill him.
No, and I mean
Wait a minute, no, that ain't what I meant.
I know what you meant
If I need to
though.
defend myself, I will.
Yeah.
I don't need a cop.
Yeah, and really, I mean, in the version of a perfect world that I think that our forefathers like envisioned, we would all be working together. our community. I should know at least my fucking 4 surrounding neighbors. I should know their names. I don't.
Uh,
I don't like
I
people.
don't. I don't know any of my neighbors either, but I guarantee you they all fucking know my name.
I could believe that one. But I mean,
Well, it's because I've been in this town for goddamn near my whole fucking life, and everybody knew my family.
uh, yeah. See, back when communities were communities, probably.
The shit of it is that you take these smaller cities and they try to cherry pick the stuff they see in the big progressive cities that they think will work.
Right.
And it's all like a fucking big spider web. You get in with the one thing, all the rest of the shit follows along.
Well, yeah, I would argue that that's why we are where we are. Period. Right now, even with the whole
Yeah.
tranny thing, all that shit. Like,
You
listen,
know,
I
you
mean,
go
if you
back
want to
to,
dress like a girl, people dressed like a girl when I was younger, in the '90s, in the early 2000s, all that shit. People, there was weirdos that dressed
dressing
like
ain't
girls.
got shit to do with it.
I,
I mean,
yeah,
if you go back through history, there's fucking photos of Hitler as a toddler in a fucking dress.
look at how David Carradine went. He went hanging himself dressed in panties. Even though I
Panties
argue
are
that,
comfortable on the weenie.
even though I shut the
Not
fuck
that I wear them all the
up.
time.
All the time.
Ain't nothing like some silk panties.
Yeah, see, see,
My
you could
son-in-law's gonna love that one.
you could still cross dress and not be insane. You know, fucking proof right here.
Weird, yes.
Yeah,
Insane, no.
no, but now the insanity part comes in where it's like, oh yeah, I was born a girl, or the fucking girls where how many
Look,
fucking tomboys have you met where their dads fucked up their fucking brain because they wanted to have a fucking boy and then raised the girl as a boy and shit like that, but the
uh,
fucking bitch still turns out to be regular.
how many do you think maybe their dads wanted a girlfriend
Oh,
and
well,
abused them?
that's that happens, and that's
I know it
different.
happened.
That's different. I don't know if I had. I like documentaries. There's quite a few documentaries on that, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with
Well, I
it.
fucking don't either.
No, I know that. I'm not saying you do. I know that. I'm just saying the fucking them motherfuckers should probably be that. Remember we talking about drawing and quartering people Monday? Yeah, them are the people that should be drawn and quartered.
It's fucking cheaper and less messy just to shoot them.
Not
Well,
if
I don't know
not
about cheaper these
not
days.
not if every town in America has their own drawn quartering arena where
You
like
know, as
you know what?
a father of daughters, I didn't have any sons, so the daughters got stuck doing all the boy shit that I wanted to do.
Oh yeah, well then I would imagine you want
But
to get as messy as possible then, wouldn't you?
but the thing is they were never ever treated like they weren't girls.
Right.
Uh, but all the shit that I did, they did. At least some of them did. I mean, back when I was actually running coon dogs and stuff, the 2 youngest ones were too little for that. But I took the older two out. You take, I think they were probably like the oldest probably would have been 9, so the other one would have been 8 and 9 years old out in the fucking woods for their first time at night. That was interesting, but they did well.
Muscles saw that you could easily be baited into things and is trying to bait you into it again. What word starts with an N and ends with an R and is never something you want to use to describe a black person? Nuclear? uh,
Uh,
nerdier?
Nerdier, that's a good one. Never.
Never, never, ever, ever will I ever. Never have I ever.
Well, obviously it's not Negro.
No, no. or the Negress, their counterpart.
Both of them, I think, were used on Star Trek. I know Negress was.
Listen, the first time I ever heard the word Negress, I'm not a fan of racists like that, but as soon as I heard that word, I couldn't stop laughing. I just
That
think
would be the last thing I would want.
neighbor.
Right. Well, no, not the last thing. Son-in-law would be the last thing.
That was a good fucking joke though.
Yes, it was.
I would have never got that. And I feel like that's an old joke, but I never would have got that.
I was trying to think of something equally racist as the real word, but I couldn't get it.
Yeah. And some people argue that Puerto Rico. There's somebody was trying to tell me that shit the other day. They were trying to pull that Sicilian shit on me, and I'm like, I'm already fucking Sicilian. I don't need any more of this shit. But they were saying
The
about the Puerto Ricans were were black slaves that were raped by Spaniards. I'm like, what?
well, it's still a step above. Spick's still a step up.
Well, yeah, because you got to think about it, the Sicilians were the ones that were raped by the Moors.
Uh,
So,
the only one I could come up with for that was necromancer.
yeah, necromancer. They bring people. The blacks are the start of the zombie apocalypse. Because all that
Well,
goddamn necromancy that they do.
that
Oh
if
shit.
you look at a lot of the stuff that's written about voodoo, huh, there's a little bit of truth to that.
Oh shit.
I mean, I read a book, and I don't remember the title of it. It was
Yeah, of course.
I did it in high school, but some of the shit in voodoo practices is just unfucking believable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And some of the shit that they did back in the day in Louisiana, white and black too, mind you.
Yeah,
But
there was a lot of white voodoo practitioners too.
holy fuck, were they fucking? They were brutal. I mean, but dude, we can go into society. We were gonna do segments on this shit, the most brutal tortures and punishments, and like
One of us was.
yeah. That's why I didn't do it though, because nobody else was really interested.
Uh,
I love old school torture shit.
I
Like,
don't. I'm kind of like some people I've seen on movie commentary. Some stuff, you don't want to leak out information on how to do horrendous tortures and shit. Some of it just goes beyond shit I want to say.
yeah, but you got to think though too. A lot of it is also just fucking the key word of today's episode. A lot of it is just common sense. Like, where does it
Well,
hurt?
there's
Where's the most sensitive part on my body? I bet you their part of their body is sensitive too. Let's get to paper
depends
cutting.
on your definition of sensitive because
Oh,
there's different
my
sensitivities.
my first fucking form of torture, like if I was back in the day, would be paper cutting pee holes. Remember that?
Oh no, my worst. Hell no, I don't remember that.
I brought it up like a year ago.
I don't remember what the fuck you said yesterday.
Take a big thick piece of cardboard paper, like art paper, and just get the paper cut in that pee hole in half.
The fuck is the matter with you?
I'm just saying that's a good torture. They'll tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear, probably before the first cut.
Well, I ain't gonna say mine because I know that I have.
It ain't as bad.
No, it has contact my daughter.
Wait,
I
what?
mean, it's nothing to do. I don't want to hear my daughter to hear me say that.
Oh, is it a vaginal torture?
No, I
I'm
don't have any vaginal.
just saying. I don't know. Oh, we're gonna start. Oh no, don't talk. Don't start talking about your asshole, Tony.
No, no, no.
uh,
Basically, it's being told no at the wrong moment.
yeah, I could believe it. This gunmetal guy says, I think the thumbnail Judas is shadow watching now. I'm thinking we're all shadow friend banned in other chats because of being fans of this chat. I could see it. I could see it. I went on another channel, the just like my personal channel, it doesn't have any early watch or anything involved in it, and tried to search out the early watch and couldn't find us for shit.
Oh, I know it. That's yeah. How the hell do you dispute that though?
You can't. You
I mean,
can't.
we're fucking.
It's not supposed to be known. That's why it's a shadow ban. We're not supposed to know we're banned, so you can't
I'm
dispute
not
that.
talking about that. I mean, how can you dispute the fact that we're banned because of how the show actually is?
Oh well, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
they gonna promote this shit? I don't think so.
Any and everything that you can consider progressive at a 2022 standard, we talk shit about and disagree with. There's no way that we would be on anything close to mainstream.
Nope.
But the
Except
shadow
for
ban
this
thing
is
is
how
pissing
you're
me
not
off.
supposed to act.
The YouTube shadow ban thing, now listen, YouTube is YouTube. It's their platform. It's like coming into somebody else's house and going through their fridge or something like that. I could get that. But don't portray yourself as a fucking free speech platform if it's, I mean, they're letting us get up here, they're letting us say whatever we want to say, but at the same time, we're also not being promoted like a regular channel would.
Yeah, well, it's a little more commonplace than you think.
Well, for instance, if we have something fucking, if somebody's out there searching, let's just say today's the Kennedy thing, somebody fucking types in Grassy Knoll or JFK or something, like thousands of videos will pop up. Some of them will
Not
have
ours.
most of them will have something to do with what you're talking about. Some of them won't even have anything to do with what you fucking typed in once you get closer to the bottom. But I can guarantee you that our video won't be on that motherfucker. I can guarantee you that fucking when you go and look up fucking Jonah and the Whale, search Jonah and the Whale, search Back in Black, search fucking I bet you we don't come up in any Ukraine partisan resistance fucking searches. It's just I understand it's petty, but that shit pisses me off to no fucking end. Because I know that we're funny motherfuckers together,
That,
and I know that this
that
is like a weird thing to watch, and it's like a niche. But I've seen people that are way cruder than us, but they're liberal.
really.
But they're
Oh,
liberal, yeah. Oh yeah, there's this one fucking thing. Well, they're also already famous, but I'm just saying, there's a bunch of fucking things out there that are way cruder than us, but they're liberals, so they fucking the Hassan guy, Hassan Piker. That's a motherfucker that that was the guy that I left the comment on and had to go back and forth with somebody. Um, he says fucking every other word. He does the
yeah,
same
but
shit we do, but it's on the liberal side. He thinks all cops are bastards. He thinks that fucking guns should be illegal. He thinks that.
but it ain't just the wording. It's topics. How many people out there are doing the rifle and pistol education thing?
Rape education, or no, rape classes. Yeah, not too many. Not too many.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, I don't find it surprising that YouTube won't promote us.
Oh, I could name him by name, gunmetal guy. He says, I think someone thinks the raunchiness of this chat is too real to be connected to the quote gun community, especially gun channels community. They don't fucking like us no more.
Yeah, well, fuck it.
They don't like us no more. We didn't come back and fucking pay our tribute and fucking suck dick and fucking uh
Travis P11, dude, you're still on the A list, buddy.
oh, Travis, yeah, Squib's my guy too. He hasn't been around in a while. I think he got mad or something about the Detroit shooting thing that happened a while back or whatever my take on it. You know, but Squib, that's a friend of the show, man. I don't care if he hates us; he's still a friend of the
I
show.
think I think that was too close to home for Squibb. I mean,
Yeah.
he's there.
Well, it was like I got into the not the same kind of an issue, but I almost got myself into the same issue with Tack Daddy when this shit happened in Florida. Because I really wanted to tell him, I was like, hey, looky here, motherfucker, when the fucking all this other fucking shooting shit went down, you're sitting here heeing and now it happened down the street and you're fucking crying. But you know,
I think
it's I understand that, so that's why I didn't say that. But
that being close to home. I, with me, we've had a few that were close, reasonably close. Not necessarily what quote unquote are called mass shootings, but we have had some school incidents that have been close.
yeah,
And my first reaction to them is, what the fuck gun control are they going to propose over this?
yeah, yeah, and I have the same reaction every time because I mean, kids getting murdered is not good. It's not a good thing. It's definitely not a funny thing. But you know,
No.
the situation around it is what we're talking about.
Well, it's the people abusing the fact to meet their own ends.
Yeah. Well, like this Uvalde thing is a tragedy. I still have no idea what the actual numbers are. I just know about the surrounding incident and the things that be. Some of the things, what can be solved, what could have solved this? Good police work. That's what could have solved this. Now go
A
make
couple of,
make legislation about that, motherfuckers.
the thing of it is when that guy stood up this morning, I seen him. I don't know when he actually did this, but it was recent because it's all breaking news.
What?
When he stood up there and said there was two cops in that building with body armor and rifles, 3 minutes after their original 911 call from the school, and that those doors would not lock from the inside, so they couldn't have been locked.
Yeah.
Oh, I was fucking pissed off.
Yeah. Why do we say we didn't go in there, Sarge? I don't know. Let me go page the white shirt and see what the fuck is going on. Oh, the doors were locked. We were waiting on the key. Oh my god.
I mean, and the thing, think about that for a second. How many people had been in that place before? Be it some of the school personnel or whatever that had to know them doors would lock.
Shit.
Fucking janitors and shit like that would know that. And that's who I think they got a key from him. Like, why the hell wouldn't you say, you don't need this key, them doors ain't fucking locked?
Well, I mean, and if you think about it too, if the doors were locked, then why were they macing and arresting parents and people that were trying to run in there? That would have fucking that would have
They
took
did,
away all doubt that the doors were locked. You know? Like,
they
oh
did
shit.
that to one police officer.
Yeah, a
They
cop was gonna run
actually,
in there.
they actually arrested him and disarmed him and cuffed him.
Yeah, you can't abuse your power.
Why the fuck ain't that cop on goddamn Today Show?
Oh, they silenced that motherfucker some kind of way. When you
That's
become a cop, do you have like a fucking do not whatever they are, the DNR or whatever the fuck? What is that
uh,
called? Where
yes,
you can't talk about shit.
yes, but with DNRs that I was involved with, or the specific one that I had signed, was concerning any court business.
Oh,
So I couldn't talk any kind of trial or anything about any uh, suspects or any shit like that. Which, fuck, for almost the whole time I was there, I never knew. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I can't tell anyway. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean,
uh,
most of the time, I never would even see the people going to court because the marshals bring them in through their entrance in the basement. They'd go up the elevator with it locked off to any other floor but the court floor they were going to.
right.
So, you never seen them. But and I do see reasons for that. You know, they don't want shit getting out and being used against their case. You know, I'm fine with that shit. I mean, it's not like that reporters couldn't go into the fucking courtroom themselves and sit and watch.
Well, for some cases, at least, probably maybe most cases, but I'm sure that there's some that's closed to the press.
I I don't know that I've ever been told that I couldn't allow press into the building.
Hmm. I don't know. Maybe the actual proceedings, some press aren't allowed. I don't know. I don't know how it goes.
We really didn't deal with a hell of a lot of that sort of stuff anyway. I mean, there was the most type of things that were dealt with in that courthouse were drug trafficking stuff over state line.
Yeah. Gunmetal guy has a rant. I'm always down for a rant. Hang on. This is what. Oh, I should have read the one that he read later, but he said I thought so. I'm gonna start with what he already said. I think someone thinks raunchiness of this chat is too real to be connected to the gun community. Quote, but human talk openly with each other like adults do. That is what first cemented me to this chat was was the raw but respectful. Unfortunately, we devolve into schoolyard rivalry and lose focus on the real deal of being different, but still coming together for protection of the Second Amendment. And I would fucking argue, well, no, never mind, and our overall rights. So he got what I was gonna
Now,
say there too. Anyway, let me finish.
the thing that
Let me finish because he makes a point. We, for the most part, are natural protectors, so we should work together, even if we would not eat together. It's called being an actual community. Go ahead. Sorry, Tone.
the thing is, and this we experienced very fucking early on in the early watch,
Hmm.
was the fact that they didn't like the fact that we weren't all gun all the time.
Oh yeah, you'd have fucking, yeah, you already know who. But we would have people
People,
in the comment, fucking a person in the comments say, "This isn't about guns," while they're
no
talking
shit.
about mountains and dogs and shit. But we can't, we can't talk about rape. Which is what that's the thing though, is that we're making light of shit that probably shouldn't be made light of all of the time, but at the same time it's the shit that's actually happening in the world. And it's the
Well,
shit that it doesn't necessarily directly involve the Second Amendment, but indirectly all of our rights.
well, you know, in the very beginning, I came in here to help you
Oh yeah.
because I liked what you were doing, trying to do, by having something in the morning.
Right.
But you know, running that long, you ain't gonna stay on guns for 6 fucking hours.
Impossible. It's impossible
Uh,
to do it for 2 hours if you ask me, unless you have a designated fucking like we do research every week and have a once a week show and have a dedicated 2 hours to just like A1 gun topic.
but when the first time I got the talk from you know who, uh, I decided right then and there that this is going to be a platform for freedom of speech, and I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, the First Amendment is just as important as the Second Amendment, if not a little bit less important, because the Second Amendment protects all of our rights. But you know, the First Amendment is very important still.
I mean, that particular conversation rubbed me the wrong way in the worst fucking way possible.
Yeah. You know, we got to talk about more, just talk about gun stuff. We need sponsors, and fucking, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like all this, I don't need a fucking sponsor. Fuck this
you
shit.
know, there's like people don't want to hear talk like that, and I'm like, but everybody that's in here says they love the show.
Yeah.
So evidently, some people, the ones that are actually listening to the fucking thing, like to hear it.
Well, I only want to gear towards our people. That was the whole like switch. You know what I mean? That's why I switched from the because I don't want stragglers. I don't want anybody to get. I want people to like the show, to fucking watch the show, like the channel, to subscribe to. You know, if you don't fuck with us, we lost 2 subscribers on fucking Monday. I say good
That
because
could
if
be
you find,
YouTube too.
well, yeah, that too. But I mean, if you see something you don't like or whatever the fuck, I wouldn't suggest the first thing to do is just unsubscribe or whatever. Just talk back.
I truly
You guys know we're
prefer
down for an argument.
I truly prefer having lesser number of subscribers that understand the show, you know, the, the real point of the show, than to have a whole bunch that are just here.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, my son-in-law, my eldest husband, he listens to the show faithfully,
yeah.
and I'm assuming that the eldest does also. At least
Well, my point
I'm
too was kind of like
told that.
to take it away from gun centricness, to get people that were on the fence and to get people that were kind of like, oh well, you know, I'm not necessarily a fucking gun guy, but these guys are kind of funny. Maybe I'll hear them out about the Second Amendment every now and again when they mention it. You know?
Well, yeah, you know, and
Or do
as a
your
gun
own
guy,
research. Hey, fucking sorry for interrupting you, but it fucking do your own research. That's if that's not something that you get out of this show, I don't know what the fuck you get out of this motherfucker, but I mean,
the,
that's the whole point, keeping everybody informed. That's why we had the whole website thing going. I really wish whoever the fuck would have kept everything go. I mean, Night Strike tried, but I wish people would have like kept like all the fans. We lost a lot of our fans just because I fucking fell into a hard time in my life and disappeared. But that's why I don't know if you
prison will
caught
do
this.
that for you.
I don't, I don't know if you got this or not, Tony, but that's why before I left, I was putting all of my effort into fucking the early watch board and the early watch fucking all this shit, so that even if I'm gone, dead, even whatever, that all of you motherfuckers could still keep each other informed, do your own research, not listen to what the fuck the mainstream tells you, blah blah blah. But that failed. So
Well, you know, the thing is that the real gun centeredness that we were trying to do early on was mentally taxing. I mean, it's fucking god awful hard to go through all the bad gun news
yeah,
every fucking day.
yeah, it
And I
sucks.
mean, when
It
Jimmy,
sucks.
we, I don't know, there was 2 or 3 times we took time off because it got too much.
Well, that's where I got the whole season thing from in the beginning. Is be like, well, fucking, we're taking like a season break, just like TV shows do.
One of the reasons why I'm dragging my feet so much now about doing the research because I fucking don't want to go back into that fucking black mental place.
The black hole of the fucking media.
Yeah, it's you know what we touch on throughout the show is fucking nothing compared to what you can find when you're looking. Because you know, generally speaking, you see the big stuff,
Right.
but there's fucking 35 or so states out there that are forever trying to get shit by. Maybe less.
Well, the federal government, period. I mean, you got to think they're probably the sneakiest motherfuckers of them all.
Yeah, but there was so much bad information from state governments that
Oh
it
yeah.
just got so fucking heavy that I've got to the point where I do not want to fucking do it.
Gunmetal guy says, I love guns and the gun culture. I was tactical and can go back and shit hits the fan, but am currently in FUD University about to graduate with masters due to my age, but not
Look,
gonna stop fighting for all guns.
one of my biggest pet peeves in the gun community is the whole FUD.
Yeah, well, people. I mean,
Because
it's like any word though. People use it wrong.
they assume that any hunter doesn't want you to own a fucking AR, which is absolutely not true. Every fucking guy that I've ever ran with could give a shit less what you own. You want a fucking AR? Fine. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Probably shouldn't try deer hunting with it because that ain't quite humane, but
well, I always looked at a FUD just like everything else. That's a personal issue.
fucking look at Elmer Fudd's guns, man. He had some of the best fucking automatic weapons ever seen, especially
Yeah,
that double barrel 12 gauge.
fully automatic double barrel shotgun.
No shit, with about 1,000 round magazine. Damnedest thing I ever seen.
You had a drum clip on that motherfucker.
Of course, you'd be hard pressed to find that sumbitch anywhere now because they've deemed that to be detrimental to their messaging, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing though too, is that we're talking about this channel being suppressed, but I mean, look at all the info and everything else that gets suppressed. We're actually losing viewers talking about this shit, but I'm just saying.
The one of the things that really, I don't want to say depresses because that's not right, but just bugs me is the fact that we're so fucking willing as a society to censor ourselves. And part of that is why I do what I do here.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, I don't really use the word nigger in my everyday life ever.
Right.
When I was younger, yeah, because I was just, that's the way I was raised. I mean, it was never a racial thing.
Right. But see,
it was just a fucking word.
But even with that, though, I mean, that's something else where people can grow and learn. It's like the cancel culture shit that's coming out, where people are finding tweets from people that they let out 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago. Like, people change after time. They realize that they're being stupid and they're trying to be edgy and all that shit. Like, this isn't about us. This isn't about us trying to be edgy. This is us presenting real world facts in a real world kind of a way.
That, with you, I can use the spick thing.
Yeah.
Because, for one, and this works with black guys too, they understand what you're doing, and it's not a problem.
Certain, I would say older, at least middle-aged black guys, but yeah.
Right, but I mean,
nowadays kids don't understand shit. The kids don't even understand fucking sarcasm, Tony. Do you know how torturous it is with my sense of humor to try and fucking talk to kids?
It's almost like talking to a woman.
Worse. Worse. Nah, but yeah, all seriousness though, man. Fucking, everybody should fucking love everybody. It sounds gay. It sounds stupid. But we should all come together, even with our differences, all this shit, especially with our differences. If someone has a difference of opinion than you, and especially nowadays has the nuts to voice it, and maybe even get into a possible discussion, argument, whatever you want to call it with you, I would respect that. I respect people that have a difference of opinion.
That's where I was going when I interrupted you. I don't know so much about everybody loving everybody, but you should at least respect everybody.
Well, yeah, that. Yeah.
Until they've proven that they don't deserve the respect.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, when you say love, they think of lovey-dovey and all this other shit, and I don't mean that. I just mean, we should all have each other's backs.
If you got a vagina, I'm down with that lovey-dovey stuff.
Well, yeah, we could do that.
Not we, you, and I, mind you.
No, I don't have a vagina. I'll never get one either, I promise.
They make them pocket ones.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was going to get one with our face on it, remember?
Every now and then, I run across the fucking ad for those when I'm searching for shit,
Yeah, that's not just an ad you come across, Tony.
Not that I'm on Pornhub, mind you, but, I do look for shit. And I'm thinking, What in the fuck? How the hell could you convince yourself this is remotely anything like a real female? I mean, it's the size of a fucking what TV remote control or something made out of Stretch Armstrong. It's like just cutting Stretch Armstrong's ass and jerking off with it.
Yeah, pretty much. John says, love the kind you can clean up with a mop and bucket.
That would be where
That's a throwback. What?
we were headed. Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when it comes to the female part, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, community-wise, hey, you fucking, you hear, this has happened to me before, and I've ignored it. I'll be honest. But you hear a fucking woman screaming next door and banging around and shit like that. I don't know. Would that be the time to form a posse? Let's go, fuck the cops. Let's go save this bitch.
Depends on the screaming.
Well, stop! Help!
Okay, yeah, you go check that shit out.
Yeah, but nowadays,
If it's like, oh God, or something like that,
Yeah,
maybe you want to use a little discretion
yeah, then you quietly go check it out.
with a video camera.
Yeah, or a cell phone. They got it on there now.
Yeah, that's right. I ain't quite moved up to the cell phone video camera era yet.
It's
At least
alright.
not on purpose. I tend to fucking turn the goddamn thing on every time I open the phone. But that I don't know.
It is what it is.
There is definitely a lack of respect amongst humans. So
Yeah, well, everybody wants to be special, so with that comes everybody thinking that they're better than everybody else in some kind of a way, shape, or form. Oh, my
one of
people
the,
were oppressed, 400 years ago. My people, everybody's people was fucking oppressed at some point in time. You know? It's just like, I don't know. Everybody and all this crybaby fucking feel sorry for me so you could fucking pay attention to all that shit. That's kid shit. Babies do that shit. They start
none of you
whining and
fuckers
crying.
got anything on the fucking Jews' history. I mean, they were slaves for 400 years. Then they had fucking Hitler try to wipe them off the face of the earth and be fairly goddamn successful at it.
Yeah, but see, now I have a problem. I don't even know if I could believe that. Because I see the fucking, not, now hear me out, believe it is, I'm using that term loosely. But, because I know that it happened and it's all historical and all that. But who did it happen to? You see, because the Jews that are over there now, they're in power and all this other shit. But were they the original Jewish people?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Or were they,
Stop with the Ethiopian Jews.
or were, are they Ashkenazi Jews that stole the fucking, I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
that the dead ones don't make much of a discernment between the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dude that was made into a fucking lampshade.
Well, I don't know. You hear the story about Samson, and I see that being a big dreadlocked fucking black dude.
Not in
That's,
any of the movies.
well, yeah, but yeah. Who's Samson in the movies though? Charlton Heston, or some shit
No,
like that.
I can't. Big fucking brawny dude.
Lou Ferrigno.
This would have been before
Before
Ferrigno.
that, yeah, okay. I don't know, but still, nonetheless, it's just I don't know. There's certain things.
You want to go to the Grassy Knoll?
Yeah. So, let me
Johnson
see.
fucking had him killed. That's what it was.
No, Johnson may have had something to do with it, but
It wasn't Bush.
it was fucking Bush. But who? The CIA. It was all the CIA's job, dude. This was all the CIA. They had a CIA driver that didn't speed away. He
I'm
fucking
sure
dropped it
that
down to like 2 miles an hour so they could get a good shot.
I I'm sure that the CIA did it, but it was Johnson's orders.
Yeah, okay, I could see it being Johnson orders because Bush immediately got promoted to the director of the CIA after that.
Johnson got immediately promoted to president.
That's what okay. So I'm saying, so as Johnson went into the presidency, he took Bush with him and gave him fucking.
Goddamn, I hope the fuck Kamala don't ever hear this.
Well, then because look at this. Oh, you know
Hey,
what?
that was funny, goddamn it.
I think that you just got the yes, it was funny, but you just got the fucking point though. So Bush helped Johnson kill Kennedy, and then Bush tried to kill Reagan so he could pull a Johnson. You get what I'm saying?
There might be some validity,
Yeah, he was like, oh
even
well,
including pulling his Johnson.
well, Johnson did it, so I could, maybe I
Yeah,
could. This is how I get into the presidency. I don't know.
there. If you really do any fucking research into the Kennedy thing at all, you
Yes.
know that it had to be done by our government because Oswald would have never got back into this country on the loose.
Well, yeah, they even had not the Warren Commission, but the one after that, where they were like, "This is obviously some kind of conspiracy. We just can't prove who it was." And then the
Oh, the
CIA.
Warren Commission report was fucking the most ridiculous bit of fiction I ever heard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oswald did it. It
I
fucking.
seen I seen them do a quote unquote explanation on the magic bullet theory.
Oh wow! I got to
And
hear
the
this.
position, well, you'd have to see it.
I probably have heard it
The,
before though, but
the,
yeah.
the position that the person would have had to be in to get shot in the way that they said it happened, he'd have had to been a fucking contortionist.
Yeah. Well, if you look at it too, as he was leaned forward. I think that's when Oswald's shots hit Connolly
Uh,
because when he had just gotten he took the shot to the neck from in front of him. He bent over, and then
I'm
Oswald
telling
took
you,
his shot, and then it hit the fucking, whatever.
go watch that Zapruder film. If that fucker wasn't shot in the forehead,
No, yeah, yeah, his head went back. That's
yeah,
obvious. But the one that was even more obvious is the film that nobody could fucking find anymore is the other one from the other direction where you could see smoke coming from the fucking grassy knolls. You never seen that video?
well, no, I haven't. Or not that I can remember, but it was 63 and you know, there wasn't any PVC, so sorry, that was bad. It was just what I could come up with off the top of my head.
Yeah.
The
Um, Muscles got a
the
whole thing. Hold on. Go ahead.
the thing is that fucking Warren Commission report tries to explain all the shit that is fucking absolutely obvious away. And then there was a documentary on TV about it that tried to validate everything on the Warren report. And it was absolutely fucking ridiculous to watch. I wish I could remember what the fuck that was.
I don't know. I just know that it was very obvious that there was multiple shooters. You got the umbrella guy. The umbrella guy was the fucking that should have been the one that tipped everybody off. Hey, this guy walks out with his umbrella, lifts up his umbrella, puts it back down, and then the first shot's fired.
Uh, I I don't know, man.
The
I
babushka lady, that was to throw people off, I think. I don't think that was anything. That was just probably some old lady meandering around the fucking Kennedy thing or something. But there
the
was
fucking
multiple people there in on it.
the absurdity of that. Well, yeah, you think people think that Oswald couldn't have possibly made that shot with that rifle. Well, the shot that they're talking about was 60 yards, so yeah, he could have.
Well, they had
But
that
John Wayne could have did that with a fucking Colt in his left hand.
yeah, what was it, the Texas Red or something like that guy that just disappeared. He was standing there and it just disappeared.
The
Fucking it was just the guy that got shot in the cheek, and the Warren report said that the shot in the cheek came from fucking Oswald missing the first shot, hitting the ground, and then skidding across 100 yards, and then smacking this guy in the cheek. But then the guy that got hit in the cheek said that he heard a gunshot, turned, then got shot in the cheek. So
yeah,
that
well,
so that would
that's
mean that
bullshit.
a gunshot went off first before he got hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he heard the gunshot
That wasn't the one that hit him.
Either that or it was something moving below speed of sound, which would have been probably a handgun.
Yeah, the guy behind him. That's what I think it was. It was the
So
guy
that's what
behind him.
people, you know, they act like the fucking public is that fucking stupid. Well, back then you couldn't really read the goddamn. Just what you could get it, I suppose, but you know, there's not easy access, which really hurt a lot of things in the past. The lack of access to information.
Yeah.
But this documentary that I was watching came out after the information age really took off. So, you know, they were using computers to lay out how that fucking magic bullet would work and shit like that. Good God Almighty!
So Sean
And
sent me a thing right now, but it's 22 minutes long, so I'm not gonna play it. But I'm gonna save it to watch later, though, Shawnee. If I'll talk about it. But I honestly think I got it figured out, though. So anybody in the Secret
well,
Service, you know,
I honestly, you know, and if you think back about it, there's certain things in history where people absolutely don't believe it. Like, look at the X-Files.
oh my mother-in-law, and I'm not talking shit, but my mother-in-law, you couldn't you couldn't show her evidence that the government did it. You couldn't
The
show her evidence. And Jack Ruby murdered the patsy, and before he did this,
in the fucking basement of the police station.
right, that's also suspicious. But isn't it also kind of weird how all of his debts were paid off before that happened? I know people say that it was the mafia, but I mean, you know who else could probably pay off somebody's debts? The CIA.
Johnson.
The CIA. Or, yeah, Johnson. One or the
The
other.
you, even though it's Texas, and back then probably everybody had a fucking gun. I don't know what happened to Texas in that interim, but anyway,
Yeah.
the X Files. If you look at them three guys that were the lone gunmen, you know that's a absolute reference to disbelief in that fucking Warren report.
Oh, yeah. And I'm also of the belief that there was way more than 3 shots, which I'm sure is probably in one of these documentaries that Shawnee sent me.
Well, now
It's 5 parts. That's definitely not. I can't play it right now.
the thing is that you hear them talk about automotive backfires being mistaken for gunfire, but that's not really the case. I mean, rifle fire, no, because
No,
rifle
that's.
fire comes with the breaking of the sound barrier.
And I would still say that the fucking car backfiring would be to the untrained ear. Somebody that
Even if
doesn't know what a gunshot sounds like. The afterwards of the first fucking concussion.
even
Nothing.
with the whole backfire thing, it still could only possibly happen with a gun traveling below the speed of sound.
Right. Which they had handguns like that back in those
Right.
days.
Yeah.
Most of them. Because what did they still only had like 38 special, well, 357, 38 specials, right?
357 was available, but not too many people, police officers, would use them, and I'm sure that 38 special was a lot more prevalent.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see a lot of cops back in those days. They always had those little snubby fucking backups. So I'm pretty sure that they had 38s to match for their main gun. But who
Uh,
knows? That's all speculation. We're talking about facts here about Johnson killing Kennedy.
when I watched that particular documentary, I already believed that it was done by the government. Uh, and then there was something in some communication Johnson had, and I can't remember what it was now, but it was him communicating with somebody and then being sworn in as president
Yeah.
before Kennedy was declared dead.
Yes. That's one of
Uh,
the reasons why she did some interview about how she hated that motherfucker, and then in that same interview there she was also talking about how their fucking driver was acting weird, the CIA guy.
the the normal procedure should have been him temporarily taking over, not being sworn in as the president.
Shit.
Ah, fuck, Jackie didn't have him killed for sleeping with Pelosi. Fuck, he slept with anything that fucking breathed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jackie had accepted that at that point. It's like, well, fuck it, he's gonna get me some money and I'll be happy. Or Robert, I don't know. It's my shitty Boston impression right now. But yeah, fucking 300 feet is nothing to a caliber as flat shooting as a 6.5 Carcano.
You know, think about it.
300
How
feet ain't
bad
that.
were the fucking Kennedys that they killed so many of them off but missed Teddy every time?
Well, because Teddy's not gonna change the world. What the fuck? The drunk one? They don't care
Well,
about him.
you think that they didn't try to kill him?
Half his brain was well, that's the thing though, is that they went back and they preserved the brain, didn't they? And then when
What
they
was
went
left?
and then when they went back it was completely gone.
Uh,
That's what I remember.
it's been a long time, man. I know that as I sit here, there's no way that fucking Oswald did that shit by himself. Do I think he was just a patsy? No, because he would have never made it back into the United States if he wasn't under the grace of the government somehow.
Well,
Because
no,
he
it,
went
wa-
over and renounced citizenship and tried to become a Russian citizen.
yeah, but
But
they also they had a fucking Cuban guy there too.
same thing as Russian.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. If all else fails, we got a Cuban patsy and we got a Russian patsy. And then place our two guys over here, one behind the motorcade, one in front of it.
But that's what I'm saying. That there's no way Oswald would have made it back into this country.
Oh yeah, no, not without help. Not without help from the CIA. And then if you think about the whole Bay of Pigs thing and everything, and then the secret society speech that fucking Kennedy did. I mean that they're like, look, we got to get rid of this motherfucker, man. He's gonna
Well,
disband the CIA.
the thing that I seen that was one of the potential causes is Kennedy was going to back out of Vietnam.
Sean, I'm gonna send the link to Tony, and I'm gonna watch it. I promise you. But can you just spoil it and tell me tell me what's
Oh,
uncovered?
shit.
Because I want to talk about it now. But I can't go through fucking 100 minutes
I'll
of
have to
shit
be
right now.
honest. I'm sure that I don't know all the facts about the whole thing.
I know.
So,
I know that there's stuff out there that people have researched and gone into documents and unsealed documents and all this other shit. I'm sure there's people out there that know more than me. I know that. I know it.
there was a time not long after I first watched the movie JFK that I looked into it some.
Yeah, because you're like, well, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
That was fake as fuck. What really happened? Now you got
Well,
a part two. This one, it's a lot of info. Okay, all right. I ain't mad at you, kinda, but not
all
really.
right.
I'm a little upset. Nah, we
Well,
could
yeah,
do part two.
we don't like to cover the same topic twice on purpose.
Yeah, well, we could probably do a part two. Like, oh, this is what got uncovered, by the way, and then just start talking about trannies or something. Call it Johnson did it or the real Russian collusion for Friday. Hmm.
Another one trying to direct the show from the audience. Fuck you. Get out of here.
We got this, Sean. No, that is a good one. The real Russian collusion.
I
I don't know, man. I think that you bring up a good point that Johnson ordered the CIA to do it, but that's a pretty ballsy move for like I said, the CIA already had their problems. I would almost imagine that the CIA was the one that approached Johnson.
that may be true too, but
Like,
um,
hey, listen, we're gonna
I
do
know
this shit.
Johnson's in it to his fucking neck.
Oh yeah, yeah, but you see, I think that Johnson was the CIA supporter that the CIA needed. And we're like, and then also using a little bit of fear on it, like, look, look what we did to him. You better go along with what we say.
Uh, I don't.
And it's not like these federal agents don't just go rogue sometimes. The federal agencies, we've seen it.
Well, yeah, the CIA had always been kind of out in the gray anyway.
Yeah,
But yeah, like Sean's talking about the Great Society, there was a lot of shit that Johnson did and said that would have got him fucking lynched today.
well, yeah. I mean, Reagan even kind of went against the whole Great Society thing, and Bush tried to kill him.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go.
Tried to fucking brainwash some loser. Hey,
Well,
John Hinckley.
I think Bush gave Reagan Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that could have been too. I'm sure they were working on
Mommy, where's my teddy?
I'm sure they were working multiple angles on trying to kill him. Bush
But
is Bush is like he's invincible.
I've said before that Reagan wasn't the great president that everybody wanted to make him out to be. I kind of misspoke on that.
Well, you're
When
right.
I said
though.
that, he wasn't the great pro 2A president that everybody made him out to. Uh, but as far as being conservative or constitutionalist, he was pretty hard line.
Yeah, yeah. But then I
Or
mean,
he's a good storyteller too. He's an actor,
well, that's
so
what I'm
people
saying. How
fucking
much of that
lie.
was an act? Also, he's trained to lie to the people. So I don't know. I don't
They
know.
It seems like I don't know, at least every lifetime, or generation. That's what I'm looking for. There comes a point where the actual silent majority comes into play strongly.
Well, I feel like as soon as fucking you're gonna call everyone's gonna laugh, but I just don't know what else to call it. But I think that since Bush got into office, the first Bush got into office has been the beginning of this whole new world order thing, one world government and fucking. I think that that's been the beginning of it. That's when the presidency kind of started to become a joke. I mean, after him was Clinton. We had a sex scandal in the fucking office. If that's not a fucking joke. What the fuck? So I mean, and then it's only gone down ever since then. Clinton
The
to Bush Jr., who played a retard on TV.
Well, Rubenstein is Jewish, so everybody hated Jews back then, so that's why he did that.
What?
Why Jack
Oh,
Ruby
Jack
changed
Ruby,
his
yeah,
name from Jake Rubenstein.
yeah. So he could
Thing
be
is
in the
that
Vegas Mafia,
that
right?
back in the '60s, and even in the '50s, if I remember correctly, the term New World Order was thrown about.
Right, but I think that the fucking once the first Bush administration came into power, that's when it started. Could have started earlier than that, but I feel like he was the one that like let's hurry up and get Reagan out of the way so we could start this fucking one world government thing. It's gonna take
I
about
really,
50 years to put it into play, but let's start
I,
now.
I really think Johnson started.
Well, Johnson did everything, but he did everything in-house. He did the welfare program. He got, everybody under we're going to have all these N-words working for us. You heard, which
Yeah,
I can't find that anymore. I
no,
I
you'll
cannot
have a hard you'll have a hard time finding that.
I cannot find that audio clip anywhere. I cannot find any more articles on it anymore. We did a whole fucking half of a show on it back, when we were doing them long ass shows.
Yeah, that was, god damn, very early in the internet. It was out there. You could hear his conversation on that, where he said they'd have him voting for him for the next 50 years.
Recorded conversation, man.
But yes,
How great would that be to have right now and play for the Democrats?
well,
Especially the
they're
black.
obviously playing the same fucking playbook.
They are, but that's what I'm saying. It would just be great to have this little snippet from the 60s and be like, hey, this is going on now. They set it up then, and it's going on now.
And then you've got the fucking moron Republicans bitching about Social Security being an entitlement, which in their worldview, part of it is because there's a lot of people that are young on Social Security that could work, but they're alienating all the people who actually would go vote, as old people. So the the Republicans for all of my life have been terrible about messaging.
Gunmetal Guy says it doesn't matter. You can have recording, video, DNA, crayon drawings. It doesn't matter. Democrats will never believe. I don't know, man. There's a
They'll
couple of people.
believe.
There's a couple people. You guys know how. I mean, for the most part, know how I am. This isn't an act. This is it. Um, and when I'm
Unfortunately.
when I'm in fucking Phoenix, I still talk politics every now and again, and you'd be surprised at the fucking people that are Democrats and have been Democrats their whole life and supported, taking advantage of the government. A lot of motherfuckers don't realize that the welfare system is taking advantage of their fucking families and generational shit. It's taking advantage of them. A lot of these people think that they're taking advantage of the welfare system, no matter what color you are. They think they're winning. They're not.
The thing of it is what people cannot grasp about the welfare system is the idea behind it was to give you enough money and money or food stamps, whatever, so that you can exist.
Yeah.
But you don't have enough money to be able to step up.
You will never leave. You'll never get out of zero. They have enough to bring you to zero and get you even. And then, of course, the more kids you have, you can come up. But you're never going to actually get enough money to, let's say, move out of the ghetto. You're never going to get enough money to leave their fucking control.
Yeah, there's never enough money to improve yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to be smarter and like rise up out of that. I got myself out the first fucking chance I can get. That was it. I knew I was in a trap.
Yeah, and you're lucky to know that when you was fairly young.
Yeah.
Most people don't catch that until they've got a house full of teenage kids
and
realizing they are fucked.
Yeah, you're stuck in that trap at that point, kind of. There's still ways to get out, but being middle-aged and realizing you're in a trap is kind of rough.
Yes.
Realizing it in your 20s, that's the way to go. That's the way to go.
Right now would be a great time to escape that trap because there's fucking jobs open all over the place.
Yeah, everybody's hiring. The only thing is, though, is that a lot of places you have to fucking be vaccinated. There's always a catch. There's always a catch. There's always a catch because now look at the percentages of people that aren't getting vaccinated. It's usually poor. Even though they're free, it's usually poor. It's usually people that don't give a fuck about shit. Hey,
that government cheese and peanut butter is fucking awesome.
I will still fucking mix up some the oil at the top, peanut butter. I don't know why
Yep.
that's so fucking good, but it's fucking that peanut
It
oil on
is
top.
awesome.
That peanut oil on top, boy, nothing else like it. Um,
That thing is that it that trap is to their advantage because you're relying on them for your survival. So you'll do what they tell you that you have to do to exist.
yeah,
I was on uh, public aid for probably a year right after we got first married
yeah. I grew up
because
on
there
it.
wasn't any fucking job.
I grew up on it. I was the one that I always wanted to fucking go shopping or do so. Like if anybody needed to go to the store or anything, let me go. Even as a little fucking preteen, let me go, cause I could make change out of the food stamps and then start stacking that up and get real money.
But
So I would always take the
you
change
know,
from the food stamps.
and back then the food stamps were a lot more restrictive on what you could buy. I mean, there wasn't
Yeah,
any chips or Pepsi or none of that. You could buy flour,
right. Shit to
stuff
cook
like
with.
that to make food out of.
Yeah, only shit to
But
cook with.
the me and the old lady had talked, oh God, several times about how this is not a way to live.
No.
I mean, you can't do it. And finally, I got with the guy I went to school with. And said, look, you know, if you want me to work, it's going to cost this much money because I got to support my family.
Yeah.
It wasn't really much better money, but you felt better about it anyway. And plus, I liked the job. There was a time, when the girls were all right around turning into teenagers, that I was working 3 fucking jobs because that's the kind of fucking money it took. Because I wasn't working real high paying jobs, but I was averaging working probably 16 hours a day, at least 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And then finally, the old lady got set up and got a job, so I didn't have to do that anymore. I'd only work 2 jobs. But that's just it sucks, but it don't suck near as much as being on the government team.
No, because I mean that's almost like a fucking that's like a pit of despair. You got to climb out of that and do all this extra. It's just it's like I said, man. It's a trap. It's a trap.
I had after
The
I'd been working out there for oh God, it was a couple of years because I think the oldest was in high school because it was a high school teacher that said, you think you'd have been better off if you'd stayed on food stamps. Like obviously you've never been on it to know what the fuck you're talking about.
Shawnee ain't too far off though, man. I'll tell you what. I wasn't gonna say nothing when Tony was saying it, but I have bought cigarettes with food stamps before, and the link card.
The
Which the link card is the new one. Well, it's not new anymore, but that's Illinois' EBT program.
the place where I lived in Kentucky, my mom and stepdad were down there, and he had got hurt somehow, couldn't work for a while, and they were on food stamps when we moved down there.
Yeah,
Every time they'd come in the mail, they'd run down to the little store in Parksville and trade them for 50 cents on the dollar for cash.
I'll tell you what. Between 2000, I don't. I hope I can't still get in trouble for this. It was a while, but between 2008 and 2010, I was selling them shits. I would go on 50 cents. That was one of my hustles. 50,
That
50 cents on the dollar. So I got
uh,
$200 in food stamps. Give me $100 cash.
that was before I had come back up here, and we was on food stamps ourselves for a while. But seen that down there, and I'm like, I would not ever fucking do that because I got to feed this fucking baby.
That's the point, Muscles. He says government cheese and the Hard Seller Act got us to where we are today, and that's the point, is to create a weak society,
Well,
create a
now,
society that depends on cops, depends on government funding.
hold on a second here.
I'm listening.
The government cheese and
Hart Cellar.
no, the government cheese, peanut butter, the canned meat, uh, the commodities that the government would give out. I don't think that that was a horrible idea. I mean, you're
No, but it
giving people food
right.
that need food. That's fine.
Right, but the thing is though is that it started to become giving people food that didn't need it and then people like I said, thinking that they're taking advantage of the system when in actuality the system was created for them to think that.
But with the cheese giveaway and
Yeah, under
commodity,
the food boxes and the government food boxes you're talking about?
the thing is that they were helping in more ways than one because the government bought that shit from
Right.
somewhere.
Right, but
I
they're
mean, as
also but
opposed to just handing the people food stamps, which is just being sapped on the taxpayers, which is still the taxpayers, but at least the guys that are making peanut butter and cheese are making a couple of bucks.
well, see, but that's the thing that I'm going at is that they're pretty much using tax dollars to, however much one box of that bullshit food costs, is how much it costs them for one vote. One box of food equals one vote. And we're taking the majority of the money to buy that box of food out of fucking taxpayers' fucking pockets. So, we're getting votes for free, really.
But that really wasn't what was going on with that back then.
You can't
That's
you can't convince me
that's
otherwise, man.
I can too.
Nah, because look, once you come in
If
nice,
that would work, they do it now.
they don't have to anymore. They already did it. They took that program and then just turned it into the welfare program, and then took the welfare program into what it is now. And generations have been living like this. So generations of people are teaching their kids how to take advantage, quote, of the government.
The
When
thing of it is that the commodities program were easy to sell to most people because you were actually, giving people a little bit of food.
yes, and listen, and I do understand how that is it's a good idea in principle, but I just believe that that was the start of something nefarious.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. But if it was really a great program, it'd still be going on now because it's so easy to sell on the other side.
Right. But also now it has to fucking you have to start off nice. I mean, just like look at the dare programs, right? The crack dealer always gives you the first piece of crack for free so
Yeah,
you can
fuck
come so you can come
their
back and
program is fucking horseshit.
well, yes, but I'm just saying though that's the same idea. You know, a drug dealer gives you your first piece for free, and then once you realize you like it, you're paying $20 for a hit and fucking
See, there is some nefarious side that I will readily admit to with the commodities, and that's they really encouraged people to move to city
mhm.
because there was more available. The distribution network was set up around the city. So,
And what's a
you
big
know,
thing that happens in cities during fucking election time?
exactly. That's why I
So,
say I will admit to the nefarious side of that. But the the thing with it is it's so easy to sell that you're giving people food as opposed to giving them a way to get food or sell it and get drugs and booze.
don't get me
But
started on the crazy
my
stuff.
my whole damn
Huh.
point of starting this was the fact that the Republicans want to label fucking Social Security as an entitlement when most of the Social Security retirees have paid in for their working career.
See, I would argue with Sean right now that that is the great. He says the Great Society stopped post World War II, baby boomer housing expansion outward, and created poor dependent voter blocks and housing projects stacked vertically to build up a majority. Well, also too with the housing projects, when you stack them up and fucking put everybody in close proximity like that, it's bound to be some fun. I really believe that the housing projects were like psyops,
But the
just to
thing
see
is,
what happens when we stack up a bunch of poor people on top of each other.
is with that, that's not completely accurate because uh, there was a lot of outward expansion, but it was real localized in what they call suburbs. And that shit all happened post World War II.
Yeah, yeah,
And while it does the nearly the same damned idea, I think it's even a little bit more nefarious than that with shit like HOAs and crap like that. That tosses stupid fucking rules out just to convince people to conform to whatever they fucking hear.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I would almost blame baby boomers why we're at where we're at right
I guarantee you find less liberal baby boomers than the rest of you all put together.
No, but I would guarantee you that you would find way more apathetic baby boomers than any other
We went to
generation.
work, we come home, and we fucked. That's what we did.
Yeah, and didn't teach the kids how to sustain natural order.
You're dying ass. My kids are all working.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Not every baby boomer. It's just like every black guy isn't a gangbanger. Every baby
That depends on where you're at.
whatever,
Just
motherfucker.
outside of Chicago, they all are.
Oh shit.
Or at least it's safe to assume they all are. Probably
in,
safer to assume.
in your best interest to assume the car BS is
All right, how
ridiculous.
many of your children are working as opposed to unemployed?
I didn't listen. You're talking about the stepkids. I didn't have nothing to do with them, but they are both working. And my kids are my shit. My oldest is 15. Motherfucker ain't got no.
Motherfucker is old enough to have a job.
Yeah, I know he don't do shit though. Spoiled kid. He lives with his mom.
Okay, well, I guess I'll let that slide.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, if I had my kids right now, they'd be workhorses.
Oh, those, the thing, if you think back, the actual upward expansion thing started. Fuck, when did it start in New York? Turn of the century of the 20th century? When did they start building skyscrapers there? That just was probably as much a space saving thing than anything.
I mean,
But I
yeah.
agree that, like those high rise housing projects, yeah, that was.
Oh yeah. And then the
Just
thing is and then the funniest part about it is that like let's on 24th and State in Chicago, there's a little fucking a little project called the Ickies. It stood from the fucking most of the 90s, and then they started tearing it down about 96, 97, something like that. And then what did they do to all these people that have lived at least two generations in this apartment complex, this project? What did they do to these people after they were done with their little psyop or whatever the fuck was going on over there? Whatever. They tore down the fucking projects and then displaced everybody in different suburbs. Here's this HUD housing in LaGrange. Here's this HUD housing in Bellwood. Here's this HUD housing in Maywood. Here, you know what I mean? So now they're taking the problem that they had secluded in one area and spreading it out to different suburbs.
down in East St. Louis, when I lived there was a pair of high rises that were probably 10 or 12 stories.
Right.
They were apartment buildings built in the early 70s. Probably started having residents around 75.
Right.
By 1995, they were condemned as unlivable because of what the tenants did to them.
Yeah, about mid 90s. I would say between 95 and 97, whatever. Yours is 95, but in that space of time is when all of these housing projects started getting torn down.
That they're probably torn down by now, but one of the East St. Louis cops, retired cops that I worked with,
Hmm.
he said, this is how you tell what a real fucking stupid nigger is. And they take a brand new, modern home like that and they destroy it in 20 years.
Yeah, but see now that I also believe that that is part of the program to keep you poor, to keep you disenfranchised, to keep you that way. And it's not, I'm not sticking up for anybody. Don't get me wrong. Lazy is lazy, and I'll never stick up for a lazy motherfucker. But it's just like the brainwashing. A lot of people are still brainwashed to think that the government should protect us and that the president is the king of the world. There's a lot of people that are still brainwashed to think that, when I see it on TV, it has to be true. It's on the news. And there's people that have been brainwashed into thinking, I don't got to do shit. I'll just have another kid and let the government pay me.
How much,
I wouldn't want to blame majority of those people. I would point the blame at the people that created that situation, the government.
how much of the situation that this country or the world, whatever, this country especially,
Hmm.
is in today, do you think the fault lies on the 24-hour news cycle?
Yes, listen, this is going to be a weird response, but I hear you and I understand a lot of brainwashing, but me, you, for example, both of us, we were put into the same type of brainwashing, the same, we've all witnessed the same type of shit, but we didn't fall for it, or at least we fell for it and broke out of it eventually. So I can't
Well, part of
necessarily blame the government and the news 100%. Did they start it? Did they kick it off? Absolutely. But the people still falling for it, I mean, that's kind of got to be on them a little bit, ain't it?
the thing, yes, and even if it is all on them, still the root cause is the actual 24-hour news cycle. But the difference between you and me, which makes you a little more heroic for escaping it, is I lived in a community that would see through the bullshit, or at least we thought we did. I mean, because like I've said numerous times, most of us small towns are more conservative or constitutionalist than cities. I mean, that's just a fucking fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but
Uh,
I was in there too. Like I mean my whole family. Right now they're all still Democrats. They're all still fucking as much of the government teat that they could suck on, they'll get it. Like I still have family that's like that, but I real and I am the asshole, Tony. I'm the
well, yeah,
crazy person. I'm the crazy
fuck, we all
person.
know that.
But just for saying, hey, the government's lying to you guys, maybe you should fall back and fucking use your
Now,
brains.
I'll give you an example of a difference, kind of. We do have Section 8 housing here,
Yeah.
where it was. Oh,
Well,
still is.
I think they changed it from that to just HUD now, but it's the same shit. Yeah.
And it's three or four. They're basically four apartment buildings. There's four apartments in each building, and I think there was four of them, but I don't remember. And I lived across the street from them for 15 fucking years. But you were required to maintain your stuff.
Would they have like
They
caseworkers come out and check on it or something?
know the people who actually owned the fucking apartments or managed them. They required that it be taken care of. If something went wrong, they were expected to be called, so they come in and fix it.
Okay, yeah.
And there wasn't none of this people sitting out in the fucking front, uh, drinking booze and shit, or whatever the hell people do in
Yeah,
cities.
you ain't far off.
Uh, but just the nature of the way that they take care of their property is completely opposite of what happened down in East St. Louis. I
See, I don't
mean,
know.
you tear up shit on purpose, they'd throw your ass in the fucking street today.
Oh yeah, there's some places like they've had the HUD housing too in Arizona, and there was some places I knew a bitch where her boyfriend punched a hole in the wall, and they called the super to fix it or whatever, or the fuck whoever the fuck they called to fix it, they called them to fix it, and the guy told on them to whoever. Like I said, I don't know if it's I've never been on Section 8. So I don't know if they have like a case manager that they report to or if they who they have to report to, but whatever, the guy said that there was a hole punched in the wall and they got kicked out for that. Well, the bitch got kicked out for that. I guess she wasn't supposed to have the guy there or something. I don't know. It was a weird situation, but yeah, I've seen a lot of people like have rules with their shit, but I I don't know, man. I haven't, and I wanted to. I was just reading this. Sean was saying, "Do you know why liberals are so anti-Christian? Because the meeting day is Sunday when their political propaganda shows are on. They shut down assembly to force you to watch this shit, or they thought church broke the news cycle for most and leveled it back off to the nosedive morally after watching a week of doom and gloom." But see, I've most liberal motherfuckers that I know in my personal life, which is actually a lot. Um, are fucking diehard fucking Christian. You know, the Lord will save me. It's like if the Lord ain't saving you, the government is. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I've had a different experience in my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say most Christians I know of are extremely leery of government anything.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've met those too, but I don't know. Let's read some of these fucking we got a lot of comments here and we need to wrap up.
Say
So
fuck them. So what?
we need to
Hey
wrap up.
everybody.
I want people to still fucking comment though. That's what, you know? Guys, before Antsy Nancy, that's me, shows up, I want to brown nose and thank you both for keeping at it with showing up. Period.
Oh yeah, read the kiss ass stuff.
Showing up is getting harder and harder for the average Homo sapien to show up. Thanks. No problem. The Great Society, yeah, we read that one. Biden administration tries to adopt the drug dealer method, but they force you to buy an electric car, then tax your electric bill and higher rates and keep you hooked to. Yeah, listen, that's the worst thing too. Oh, you saved so much money on these electric cars, and then ended up fucking paying out the ass for them.
Yo Joe, where the fuck does this electricity come from?
Yeah. Um, I
Till
also
they make a fucking solar powered skin to power the thing, it ain't worth having.
I also think a certain tribe through legislation broke up segregated churches and neighborhoods in the 60s. Yeah, yeah, but you know, that that first of all, the racism thing, I, I, you're going to fucking think I'm crazy. But this shit goes all the way back. All the way back. Maybe we've also gone through some of our forefathers and they're fucked up too. But a little bit
Well, you
after the
say
forefathers,
Jesus hated spics?
no, Jesus didn't see race. But but my
I'm
point
just
is,
trying to confirm where you're going.
I'm going to the fact where it's we have, sorry everybody, but we have majority idiots in this country. It's
Why are
a
you sorry for that? Everybody fucking knows it.
Okay, well, then I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. We got majority idiots in this country. So if the government has a push for something and you align with that side, that's what you're going to do. That's just how it is. We got too many idiots out here.
I
Me and you may
disagree.
not do that, our listeners may not do that, but we got a majority of the country that will. So,
Well, for the longest time, I had harped about the fact that people won't do their own fucking research and find out the truth for themselves. But as things go on, I don't think it's that they won't. It's that they're not smart enough to actually do it.
He said, "Not anymore, Jimmy. This is squad society. Not what up, sexy." But yeah, no, I fucking I'm telling you, I just the last time I was in Arizona, these motherfuckers, um, they're of the same minds that people that don't know what they're doing with guns shouldn't have guns. Um, fucking church going, fucking, it's all that shit. I don't know. Maybe it's black liberals. I don't know. I
I
don't know.
love the guys who throw out the car comparison to guns about how many cars kill people and shit.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, you idiot motherfuckers don't seem to realize that you're required to have education, pass a fucking test, be able to drive.
Antsy
That's not the
Nancy.
best fucking analogy out there.
Not, no, it's not. Antsy Nancy, am I related to Nancy Pelosi? Yeah, that's Annie Nancy. Annie Nancy.
He wants to do her
Yeah,
in
I
every
know.
way he can think of.
Sexy has a very, very unhealthy obsession with Nancy
Morning,
Pelosi.
sexy. Oh, well,
Very
she's
unhealthy.
she's his gal.
Did I read this one comment that fucking thanks us both for showing up because we're great? I read that, right?
Yeah, you read that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna read it again. We're
You
good.
remember me just talking about ass kissing?
Yeah. And I didn't even have to give them no government cheese or nothing.
At
um,
least not say you did.
yeah, I'm not gonna tell anybody what I gave them, but
Welcome to the early watch. We're better than government cheese and peanut butter. Well, maybe not the peanut butter.
he says I'll bang Nancy just like Tony bangs Diane Feinstein.
Not as long as my heart's beating, I won't.
Feinstein. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but it works. All right. I'm fucking done. Are we coming back Friday? Matter of fact, maybe I should ask the audience. Are you guys coming back Friday? Because if you guys ain't coming back Friday, I'm not doing a show.
Yes, we're coming back Friday.
What's it gonna be about? Because
That's another problem. Fucking people ain't reliable anymore.
I've literally expended all my notes. The only thing that
Connery just gave us Friday's show.
more fucking JFK shit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, let's
Okay.
start with. We can do 10 minutes of that and then just meander into whatever the fuck we
Well,
happen to think of.
it is one of my favorite conspiracies of the world, so I guess we'll do that. We never got into how monkeypox is racist, but I mean, you guys get it, monkey, you know, which is stupid because it comes from
Well, you know,
monkeys and
listen,
gays.
this, speaking of that right there, just how many of these fucking new diseases that hit the mark or hit the streets after like the 50s were first from faggots.
Oh God. I listen. Yeah, call it gaypox. Gaypox or
Listen,
gay.
people, don't fuck monkeys. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. And listen here, gays, just because the monkeys have an asshole too doesn't mean that you gotta go in there. Alright? You freaks?
No shit. Sometimes you ought to be able to shoot somebody for just being fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Or let's take guns out of the mix. Hank, I'm fine with that too.
You funny son of bitches. Tony's the funny one. I'm deadly serious. Constantly deadly
I'm
serious.
also the smart one and the pretty one.
Yeah. Tony really like the reason that everybody comes back. I don't know why him and Night Strike
God, I
didn't
hope
just
not.
go off a solo tour. Where the fuck is
Uh,
Night Strike? Matter of fact, I'm
I don't know.
docking his pay.
Yeah, he'll have to send you a check.
Yeah, right. You miss a show, you owe me money.
I, I hate to say this because I know it's going to go right where it need not go, and that's your ego. But this isn't the early watch or the New Watch, whatever the fuck you call it, without you and I.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had numerous people tell me that, which is
Well,
why I stopped trying to do it with other people.
I was gonna say you have numerous attempts with other people also, and it kind of Night Strikes was not bad. It wasn't. It wasn't the early watch, but it wasn't bad. You and Night Strike kind of had it going, but yeah, he kind of he doesn't. It going back and forth with sarcastic comedy is kind of different with Night Strike. But Night Strike and you
Well,
did
he's
the best out of everybody. I think you did one with Dead Horse. Did like a couple weeks with Dead Horse, and I know you did at least a
I,
week with G Webs.
I didn't mind doing it with Dead Horse, but it wasn't this.
Right. Well, Dead Horse, the way you guys were like more news oriented. Yeah, it was just serious.
Yeah, it wasn't this at all. The uh, the one with Night Strike. Night Strike was kind of difficult because of the whole good Catholic boy thing.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that he's exceptionally uncomfortable with.
It's hard. That's what I was trying to say, but I
I
couldn't.
am.
That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't find the words. He just had a problem getting raunchy.
Uh,
He didn't like the X-rated stuff.
we still got to find that fucking clip for Red Wing.
I can't. I even thought that I knew what episode it was on, and short of listening to the entire 6-hour episode, I couldn't find it.
I tried to, man.
I'll send you
You
the
do that.
episode. You want to sit there for six
No,
hours and find it?
I uh, I listened to about 20 of those long motherfuckers looking for it. And I'm like, fuck. Somehow God will indicate it or something. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah,
We should be
thanks.
back Friday unless Jimmy gets fucking busted.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not doing
I say that
anything.
enough, they're going to believe it,
I don't care. I don't care. Some new people coming on are probably gonna think badly of me, but that's all right.
Hey,
Uh,
I've been in jail.
yeah, I was. I just told you I was too.
16 hours a hard time in the fucking holding cell in Tazewell County Jail. And believe me, it fucking sucked.
Yeah, I believe it. The holding cells suck too. They're cold.
Yes,
They're always freezing cold.
it was fucking cold and all concrete except for the toilet, which was stainless steel.
all
And right out there in the open so everybody could watch business.
also all very cold materials that they're built on. So yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just fucking
There
hard.
was a phone in the room. I
Yeah.
mean, payphone. I know y'all kids don't understand what them are, but they used to make phones that you put money in to make a call.
Don't worry, sexy. I started after the last time. I started putting everything up my ass. So don't worry about it. I'll be safe.
Unless the bag breaks.
I even need to get. Oh yeah, but then I'll just be having a good time. I gotta get a fucking. I'm gonna have to start carrying around my fucking 25 too, cause that's the only one that I think will fit up my ass, and I can't
I
walk around without one in the chamber.
When I was down in Alabama working when I was 18, I heard a bitch down there got uh, freaked out, thought she was going to get busted, and she shoved an 8-ball heroin up in her vagina, and she wrapped it in fucking paper towel.
What? That's absorbent.
It fucking killed her. I mean, if the story's true.
Oh, she over. Oh yeah, I would have. Yeah, an 8-ball. Yeah, right into the puss.
Yep.
Damn. Getting high and having sex all at the same. I've learned to fucking maximize my time, Mad.
I'm like,
um,
damn. There
uh,
might have been 10 minutes of a wild fucking ride there.
oh yeah, she was fucking high as shit for a good like 5 minutes at least, for sure.
Well, and you could absorb some through your dick if you was banging her.
um, government
Wouldn't
cheese.
that be a good coroner's report to read?
Yeah,
Two
right.
people OD'd on heroin having sex. I don't know if it was true or not. I mean, the crowd that you run with when you're partying a lot, there's
Make up
lots,
shit.
lots of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a good story.
Ozzy said government cheese is a mousetrap bait. The first mouse never gets the cheese.
Still on the fucking government cheese. That's the problem with downstate Illinois. Everything's way fucking after the fact.
All right, I'm leaving because I am starting to get a little hungies.
I am too. I'm out of coffee.
Bye, everybody.
Good day, everybody. Be safe out there, and if you're dating a chick who likes to hide 8 balls, use rubber.
You're watching the NWP podcast. You're watching the new one live. You're watching the NWP podcast. You're watching the new one live. You're watching the.
Wait, tell your friends. Like, share, and subscribe. That's all.
Yeah, especially if they're girls.
Yeah, that was the last thing. Sorry, bye.
NWP podcast. You're watching